one, and we are live. What's going on, everybody?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monday Night Sesame Street Review.
Well, with that being said, as you can see coming in the camera, Lily Lucian himself, Mr. James Sticky Fingers Forbes, always coming up with something fun and unique. As always, I have with me AJP Sidewalk Sam, and I am the host with the most. I was born on the East Coast, the BBB Jason Rumble. We are streaming live right now on Facebook and YouTube. For those of you who are watching or do watch the rebroadcast, please spread the good word of the Gorilla Position Network and subscribe on our YouTube channel. So, fellas, it's not really tonight about per se having a scripted line.
Shooting the shit, brother.
Yep, little bit of talk on. I mean, I watched Monday Night Raw. It's from what I've seen of Friday Night SmackDown. Friday Night SmackDown right now seems to be the product that, besides NXT, which I'll get to that tonight to watch, is basically the main roster program to watch right now.
Absolutely. Raw, again, anything that I ever say about Raw is nothing ever about the talent. Nothing makes sense, Jay. Nothing makes sense. It just doesn't, okay, like I was saying in one of the comments, okay, we're going to book Charlotte in the women's title match, but first, you're going to fight this contendership match when she's already in the title match. It's shit like that just says, okay, we think that you are stupid as fans, to not rationalize stuff that doesn't make sense, because you know damn right well next week you're going to get Rhea Ripley to do the same thing and have a contendership match, and as of right now it looks like a three-way, because I don't know where Becky's going. She's got to be going to SmackDown, right?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm kind of disappointed in my strong source, because right now the Keith Lee thing, I'm flushing that down the toilet. That really looks like, to me, it's going to be a lock with Damian Priest, and the four-way, to me, for the women's title seems to be that it's going to be a three-way, and I happen to believe that Becky Lynch is going to go face Bianca Belair instead for the SmackDown.
I agree.
Yeah, they already called the three-way for SummerSlam with Nikki, Charlotte, and Rhea.
Yep.
So you got 4 weeks until then, right, guys? So what we're going to see is we're going to see that match 3-4 times before that match.
Yep.
Or like singles, maybe a tag, or like
we don't need to see that.
Cereal of it, like a Lucky Charms in a bowl.
Yeah.
Different ways.
We don't need to see that. Jay, you posted something that I haven't seen anywhere else, but you posted that house show thing.
Yep.
Roman and Cena should not be touching anywhere. Do you agree or disagree?
On television, yes, without a doubt. House shows, it just shows that quite possibly, maybe no, because a person like me got that leaked information. But yeah, old school wise, yes, they really shouldn't touch.
Well, he shouldn't be eating an AA of any kind.
No. I think if anything, the Usos catching the AA is the thing they should be doing.
Maybe they're teasing a little bit of this Roman Reigns, John Cena at the host shows, just to see how the fans will react. They just want to test it a little bit.
That's usually what they do, but I think that was more of a 6-man match, from what I understand. I believe that was Cena, Riddle, and I'm sorry. I think it was Cena, KO, and one other versus Roman and the Usos.
Okay.
It was a 6-man match.
Well, based upon the responses, it sounded like there was a lot of kids happy.
Yes.
And, and as much as I, play heel or whatever, it's just like, just because I don't like it doesn't mean that the audience that they're catering to doesn't. You know what I mean? Like they're catering to children, which love it. So it's not wrong. It's just not for me. That's okay.
And it's just like I wanted to point out to you last week, but I didn't. I had forgotten. I didn't write it down. I was wondering, did you take a look at the audience during the pay-per-view? I would like you to, because if you haven't, go back, take a look. And here he is. He joined the set, the APOC himself, Stiff Mike. What's going on, Stiffster?
What's going on? Hey, what's up, clown?
It's WWE Shield right there.
Look at you, Mark. Look at you. Fucking bozo the Mark.
So if you go back and watch that pay-per-view from just look at the fans, and there is a lot of adults and not with kids. I'm talking demographic of late 20s in that crowd for Money in the Bank. So I think sometimes we're perceived to believe that it's yes to one demographic, but I honestly believe that at things too, when it comes to the WWE, it all goes back to we judge Vince McMahon on one product and one product only, and that's Monday Night Raw.
Well, Nikki Cross has been getting booed at that. She got booed at that house show.
Yes, I was going to post that. I forgot to post it.
She was over Monday, though. She was over Monday night.
See, that's what you just don't know what to believe. That you know what I mean? How could a person that was over at Money in the Bank as much as she was come back at that Monday night, be as over with the crowd, and then 4 days later when they're doing WWE live events, aka the house shows that we were told that we would no longer see because of the pandemic, like. Vince McMahon totally went back on his word.
It's saying some crowds rumble, like if you're sitting in a crowd, one person can start it all in the crowd. One person, it goes to another. So some crowds, and especially live crowds where they're smaller. If you got a smaller crowd, like it like the one raindrop spreads easier and it goes, like, you know what I mean? Maybe it's hard to judge with live crowds what really is working in professional wrestling, but the larger crowds, like the TV crowds, with the larger crowd, that I think it means more how characters are being built and what will work more. The bigger crowds tell the story better.
What do you think, Mike, about the Nikki Ash gimmick right now?
I think it's good. I mean, she's making it work. I mean, I give her kudos for taking that stupid gimmick that her and her husband came up with and making it work. She's got the title for how long we'll see. I mean, it'd be better off on freaking Nimrod over here, Bozo the Mark. But, are you supposed to be watching the shit's AEW anyways?
Not right this second. I will be, though. I like to fast forward through the commercials.
And I'm talking about freaking Bozo the Clown eating his potato chips.
I'm eating a cheeseless pizza.
He's eating a cheeseless pizza. What's a cheeseless pizza consist of?
Vegetables,
no cheese,
chicken, no cheese.
I told you there's something wrong with him.
No, he's danced with the devil in the pale moonlight. He loves life. You got to stay healthy. Stay away from it. He's a survivor of heart surgery, man. He has to have a strict diet.
They should have gave him a lobotomy on top of that.
Lobotomy.
I'm not going to stand up for fingers. I'll stick up for your fingers.
I know that.
Nobody asked for your opinion, Pelly. Shut it. It's my abuse time.
So I just want to read something real quick that Bleacher Report put up. Just a quick quick phrase or two here. Says the Nikki Ash gimmick is not going to be for everybody. It's definitely geared towards kids more than the adults. But Nikki is just likable enough to pull this off. She comes off across as generally appreciative of the opportunity. Now, which brings me to this. One thing I do remember about the promo that she cut on Monday Night Raw.
It's very participation trophy-ish.
Yes.
Yeah.
But hear me out. She never mentioned like older people. She said, I want to be a role model for all the little boys and girls. So there was never, you know.
There's your answer right there, Jay. It's geared towards kids. I get it.
That's, you know what I mean? So what I'm hearing is in the near future, The Rock is going to come back for his anniversary and work a small program with Roman for the actual head of the table, with Roman going over because The Rock's schedule won't allow him to be around long. Just a little talk among my friends still there. Okay, among your friends still there. I would like to know, Facebook user, who are you and whom are your friends there? Because by the way I read that, this is somebody who evidently knows somebody. Whom are your friends there?
Richard Charles Jr.
Ah, okay, which is one Mr. Richard Oppen, a.k.a. he's a Wrestling Hall of Famer in the state of Virginia, former promoter of NWA Tri-State, a cancer survivor, just is recovering from a big bout of cancer. Great friend of mine. Great people. Thank you, Richard, for the information. And also thank you for tuning in tonight to listen to the, we'll call it Wednesday Wrestle Talk. We're going to talk a little bit about Monday Night Raw. And then I definitely want to get to the hot stove of professional wrestling, the big news that hit the airwaves over the past 48 to 24 hours ago with maybe even longer. But now, Mike, what did you think of this with All It Out, Monday Night Raw kicking off, and all of a sudden Charlotte getting her crack at Nikki Ash in the main event of Monday Night Raw?
Well, you know,
we have to ask, Mike. You have to ask.
It baffles me. It baffles me more than it does that why does he have a two-tone beard? Well, they keep putting on Charlotte Flair and the title scene. It irritates the crap out of me. They have plenty of other talent that is way better than her, that can actually work better than her. Yes, I know who her father is, and you know her claim is that she's the greatest woman champion ever. Blah 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 blah. I'm sick of seeing that on Monday Night Raw. I'm sick of seeing freaking Bliss's gimmick. It's redundant and boring. And I did not enjoy the opening segment of Raw at all, not one bit. Am I glad that somebody else has the title? Yes. Do I think she's going to keep it past SummerSlam? No. I think that they were going to give it. It's probably going to go back to Flair again, and then she'll lose it again. You know, at the next pay-per-view or whatever. I'm just sick and tired of her getting the title, and
they got to beef up those title reigns, Mike. And
I agree.
I agree with that. It's because of who her father is. Like, to be perfectly honest with you, when she first came in, I liked her because she can work. I'm not saying she can't work, but it's getting on her hand now. It's like it's just the same person over and over and over again.
Why do you think they took away her NXT title reigns? Is it
because I really think I honestly think that they're going to separate NXT completely from the WWE and make it its own brand.
That would be awesome.
Own entity. But they also mentioned during the Keith Lee match that Cross had defeated Finn Balor on NXT. So I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like they don't know which way's up, down, or sideways some days.
There's some weird shit going on with NXT, WWE. I mean,
I really, I watched NXT last night, and it was a really good show. And I would hope, they separate the two. I really do. I hope they just make its own brand. Keep it the WWE umbrella, but let it be. And I found out some interesting information about a few people at NXT, and I was not as well who as well in NXT.
What is that now?
So I talked to somebody. I'm not going to drop any names, but they know what's going on because they know a few people at NXT. And he told me Ciampa's not happy. He's not liking the way he's being used, and he wants out completely. He wants to be gone from WWE in a whole, and he's just waiting for his contract to run out, and he's not resigning. This is what I've heard. What they're also doing is if you don't make the main roster in 2 years, they're cutting you. And if you're not on TV within 90 days on NXT, they're cutting you because there's so many talent under contract that they have no room for anybody. And that's what AEW is going to start to become. And if it's true that they signed Punk and Bryant, they're going to have no room for anybody. Like zero.
But can't Ring of Honor and Impact flourish from that, and gain,
Yes. I mean, Chelsea Green went back to TNA. Ring of Honor is running a very light schedule because they're afraid that everybody's going to go back in the lockdown and fall. So, I just, like I said, so I this person also told me the real reason why Austin Gray got released.
Who?
Anthony Green.
Yep.
And I take this person's word for what it is, and I believe it. He ended up being a stooge, tattletaling on everybody.
I can see that.
They don't like that shit down there.
Yeah.
That's why he got cut. And Johnny Ace is now completely 100% in control of all the talent in WWE.
Ugh. People power.
So get ready because it's going to be a shit show.
Wasn't he gone for the longest time?
He was gone for the longest time. And then they started doing inter-office cuts, which brought him back to the forefront. And that's the reason why you're seeing Goldberg back in WWE, face Bobby Lashley, because they can't get a deal done with Brock Lesnar right now. But he is good. Supposedly he is coming back, but it's not going to be at SummerSlam.
So why do you think they can't get Brock Lesnar signed right now? You know what I mean?
It's got a lot to do with where he lives, where Mr. Kelly lives. So he can't get a work visa right now.
He's got money. He'd rather just sit home, work on his farm.
I agree with that, but he wants to come back, but he can't get cleared by the United States to come back into the country. That's the problem.
Where is he? In Canada?
Isn't he American?
Yeah.
Isn't he
It's
American
Saskatchewan.
Isn't he an American citizen? How comes he can't get back and forth to his own country?
I don't know.
No idea. But that's what's holding it up. They won't let him in. Well, your borders aren't open yet either. That's why.
Is it a COVID thing? Is it a COVID thing?
Yes.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, it's very like Adam Cole. So I'm also hearing that Adam Cole's not happy. Bobby Fish is not happy. There's a lot of guys not happy in NXT right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Just the way they're being used. They're not happy that they split up the UE. That wasn't their decision. That was somebody else's decision to split them up, and they weren't happy about it.
Why?
But I understand why they split them up, because there's nowhere for them to go.
No. Two guys can flourish off of that. Those two. And two guys are going to be two guys can be Shawn Michaels, and two guys can be Marty Jannetty out of that crew.
Well, Riddick Strong is the shits. He needs a
Roderick Strong. And Bobby Fish isn't that Bobby Fish, even though last Tuesday when I saw him, he looked better than he ever did in the Undisputed Era.
Yeah,
right. But you also got to understand, Bobby Fish is like 46 or 47 years old, and his body's breaking down. He ain't got much longer.
But
I mean, they signed him when he was 42.
Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole are the studs of that crew.
Yes.
And neither one of them are happy right now in WWE.
Neither one of them. And how is Kyle? I want to know why Adam Cole, baby, would be, because they took the belt from him.
No. They want him to go up, and he refuses to. That's why he's unhappy.
Well, I said the thing is, I think the only program he fits on is SmackDown, because he has got the skinniest little arms I've ever seen on a pro wrestler.
He's only 5'something, like 5'6" or something like that. He's small.
And get back to Kyle O'Reilly. You guys might
he's taller than me. There's no way he's 5'6", 5'7".
You guys might not agree with me on this, but Kyle O'Reilly being from Canada, I look at Kyle O'Reilly as being a modern day Bret the Hitman Hart.
Are you smoking what Jay's smoking right now? Because that's not even.
No, he's a great technical wrestler. He's like a new technical wrestler.
Kyle O'Reilly is more of a shoot fighter than anything else.
He reminds me of somebody like Tyson Kidd, or if he was anybody from like the Hot Dungeon.
Yeah,
Bret's a performer all on his own. Nobody, like, I'm sorry.
That was just my thought. He's like, just being
opinions
from Canada.
Opinions are like assholes, and everybody has one.
And I'm going to tell you right now,
West Coast of Canada. That's just the thought I had.
I'm going to tell you right now, and this is a legit thing I've heard, that if AEW keeps signing people the way they're signing them, they're going to run out of money real fast, and they're not going to be able to pay TNT to be on TV. So I think signing Punk is going to be a kiss of death for them, because he wants a lot of money. A lot.
What?
Like, dude, he has no idea what the hell he's doing. Like, seriously, zero idea. He's just out in the field without a club, without a clue, and without a uniform.
How's that?
One chick that you bring along because she looks good. That's it, and you don't even look good.
How's that NWO with CM Punk looking there, stiff, Mike?
I never said CM Punk was going to be part of NWO, you tard. When did that ever come out of my mouth, you freaking... Go ride the yellow bus. What are you talking about? I never said that. I love why you just make things up, because that was never said, you moron.
Who's in the NWO?
So, I want to just talk about one match. The opening match of Monday Night Raw. Now, even though the segments were kind of shitty,
kind of.
Well, yeah, they were.
They were a lot shitty.
Then again, the match quality was not that shitty to lead off the show.
No, the match is decent.
Match of the night.
Sheamus and Priest. That was a fucking great match. And if that's the preview I'm gonna get at SummerSlam, I can take some more of that.
Yeah,
just don't give me 5 straight weeks of it. That's all I ask.
You are gonna get it. You're gonna get 4 more weeks of Priest and Sheamus.
Yeah,
I'm glad Priest went over. He's just coming back. He had a great shine to coming back, get the crowd behind him. The heat was awesome. I thought that choke slam that Priest did from the top rope.
Yeah.
I thought that should have been the finish, but the story they even told with the mask in that match was just.
Understand this. Hold on 1 second, Mike. If I could just get to the those false finishes, I think are ways that the main roster is trying to gravitate for one day. NXT style wrestling can be on the main roster. So getting fans used to seeing a finish and not making it a finish can actually fool the fan. So in a year or two from now, when they see the stuff that people are watching, we can brainwash them. But I understand, because I believe that was a powerful move and should have been a finish. Stiff Mike, what were you going to say, buddy?
Well, speaking about NXT type wrestling, okay, they had that opportunity with Cross and Keith Lee. So Cross was supposed to lose for a second week in a row, but Hardy got COVID. So, I'm hearing,
that's true.
Yeah. So also from what I'm hearing is Cross is in the shit house, big time with WWE, like bad. You won't see Keith Lee much longer. He's either going to ask for his release or he's going to get released. Because him and Mike Kim have some major heat with WWE right now.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
why they're trying to bury him and Cross at the same time.
There's going to be an announcement in a couple of weeks, Jay, from Keith
Lee. That match was the complete shits from opening bell to closing bell.
Oh, buddy, it. Can I tell you something? Hear me out. This is why fingers. I think that a guy like Keith Lee, and this is new age. This is only from me being around the sport, and I believe Mike can attest to it too. Mike, if a guy with the athletic prowess and the let's just say it, the size of a Keith Lee came walking through your door, and
I'd be all over that like white on rice.
Oh, exactly. But the thing is, you see how athletic he is. And what if he isn't interested in learning, let's say, the basics? And what if you know that he already basically has an ins? He's a former college football player. A lot of those guys have agents. They're told, just get a little bit of seasoning, get enough on tape so I can get you out there. Are you gonna really?
But the thing of it is,
Are you going to argue the fact? Are you going to argue the fact and say, all right, Keith, you need to know this, that, and the other? Or when Keith Lee's doing fucking moonsaults and running like a skinny kid that's 150 pounds, and he's intimidating as he is, knowing that if he is to elevate quickly, it makes more on you, but at the same time, it makes more on you knowing that he can't he can't regularly real wrestle. Like, to me, he doesn't look like he's schooled in the catch as catch can, in the basic chain wrestling on the way we were prided to learn professional wrestling.
That's okay, I want to know what strain of weed you're smoking, because that's not true whatsoever. Have you ever seen any of his indie stuff?
No, I seen some stuff in Beyond.
Keith Lee can work very well. Very, very well. He is one of the better big men in the business. He can work, He can wrestle, he can do all that stuff. What got him to the WWE was the stuff he did on the indies. MLW, Evolve, Beyond.
That's where I watched him more or less was Beyond.
Right. So all that stuff got him to WWE. Yes, he's a 340 pounds and he moves like a lightweight. 100%. But when it comes down, he can chain wrestle. He can do all that stuff. If you ever watched him in NXT, he did a lot of more regular, grounded wrestling than he did doing moonsaults.
Yeah.
I just think that he was unhappy with the way he's being used up at the main roster, and he had the balls to say it, which put him in the heater.
Okay. I believe I put that Keith Lee's wrestling. He's wrestling to get himself waived right now. I believe that.
Oh, God, yeah.
When I saw that match on Monday night. Yeah.
He could care less what he doesn't. There's no heart in it. There's no nothing. He doesn't care. And the thing of it is, Vince McMahon, because he's a prick, won't release him just for that reason. Guarantee it. He's gonna have to walk out and say, "I'm done. I quit." He's gonna have to pull CM Punk and go home.
So do you think Carrillo's out of the picture now that Sheamus and Priest are in an angle, or does this still keep Carrillo involved?
Nope. I think he's out of the picture for right now.
Yeah.
I agree, Mike. Yep.
So that
Keith Lee's definitely not getting a shot at the U.S. title. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I'm mad at my friend. There's two things that he's got wrong that he sent me. Those the whatever you want to call them, the graphics.
Well, he wasn't wrong. That was the original plan. But Keith Lee keeps going out there like a freaking mope and doesn't want to do nothing. So that's why he's out of the picture.
Yeah. So another match that was on Raw. I thought it was a solid tag team match. Was thought the Viking Raiders were getting the titles on Monday, and it just seems that Omos and AJ Styles, are they over, or is this really setting the stage for Team RKO to take these titles at SummerSlam?
Omos and AJ are over, and the fans are dictating that, but they are setting up Riddle and RKO to take those titles. You know,
that depends on whether it's healed or not. Orange got a serious back injury right now.
Who?
I was impressed with Omos.
That's why he hasn't been on TV.
Okay.
They moved to if you go on WWE.com, he's on the disabled list. They're saying.
Okay.
So, are they setting up for it? Yeah, probably. But is it going to happen if he's not cleared? Nope. It ain't. Honestly, how are you going to punk Omos? You can't punk that guy. He's too freaking big.
And I was very impressed with his work on Monday night.
I was too. He's going to have to get hit with like 7 RKOs just to get him off his feet.
Yep.
He shouldn't get bumped until he gets pinned.
Exactly. Dude, I loved how they went through and they did the torpedo on him to the outside, and he just goes off the barricade. I think Omos is improving week in and week out, man.
Well, you know who's working with him, right?
No.
Kevin Nash.
Awesome.
That's why he's like that. Kevin Nash. How often did Kevin Nash bump? Once every 4 matches?
Yep.
That's who's working with him. That's why he's like that.
Yep. Awesome. Good to know. Little Big Daddy Cool action. Yeah. Too sweet. I like hearing that shit. Especially since
just for your information, Bozo, that NWA gimmick is going to happen, but not with CM Punk.
With John Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that match was a hard-hitting match. I was disappointed that the Viking Raiders didn't go over. I'd like the 2 cents out of CM Fingers. What'd you think of that matchup there, CM?
I wasn't impressed by Omos at all.
Well, that's because you're a mark. You have no idea what you're talking about. But go on.
Go ahead.
I think that the crowd is dictating AJ and Omos as baby faces. I think almost.
No, not really, but okay.
Yeah, no. Okay, you see it the way you see
Opinions
it.
are like assholes. Don't worry about it. We all got one.
AJ needs to get the fuck out of that tag team and stop being held down by this fucking duo. He's better than this.
He's a world champ. How can you get better than a world champ?
He's carrying Omos. He should be in the main event scene right now.
But at the same time, Odd Venture's supposed to give back, and maybe this is something AJ wants to do to help get him over.
Thank you, somebody who knows what they're talking about. Yes, that's probably what's going on.
Okay, so when RKO and Bro take the titles, what's Omos gonna do?
As I stated before, he's gonna have to take like 7 RKOs to bump. Like that kid should not bump until they lose the titles.
Well, when they lose the titles and Omos is on his own, what is he going to do?
I'm sure he's going to get a push. It can work. He showed many glimpses of it Monday night and the week before that.
Let's not forget, they don't have Braun Strowman. So
yet.
What do you mean?
He's being re-signed.
Yeah, he'll be back.
They've already announced that they're interested in re-signing him at a lesser rate. That's the reason why they let him go in the first place. He's making $1.2 million a year.
That's correct.
He's definitely not going to get any indie bookings at $20,000 a pop. That's for sure.
Chitical signed for 20. Chitical bug him.
But again, that's just the product of being never been in the indies, never really been interested in wrestling, and got signed because he was at a strongman contest.
Yes, Mark Henry.
Exactly. So, you can't go out.
Whomever wrote that, I'm not going to lie. I can picture it. The only person on here.
Because a lot of the stuff that's been going on, like they don't tag them in, they ignore them. Like the 6-man tag they did last week, they were AJ was tagging with what's his face, Drip, and not almost. I can see that.
Yeah, I can totally see that happening. What'd you guys think about the Drew McIntyre beatdown to Ver or whatever the hell his name is supposed to be?
I think Veer was just trying out there to impress Mahal, to beat him up. I put on a great heat on Mahal and a great heat on McIntyre, but he was just trying to impress his leader, I guess, what you could say. But the Claymore with the chair finish, I liked it. And no, I thought it was okay.
I'm kind of glad they took McIntyre out of the title picture. It was getting too forced.
Yeah.
But
what are they really going to
do?
Do you think they ran with McIntyre during the Thunderdome era because they needed a baby face they didn't know could get over with the crowd?
Quite possible.
No, because when he won the Royal Rumble, he popped that crowd hard, especially when he Claymore Lesnar out of the ring. So I don't think that was the reason why. I just think they had really nobody else. Honestly, it boils down to they had nobody else because they let a lot of people go.
Just wrong place, wrong time to be champ. You know what I mean?
I mean, like they signed they signed Anderson and Gallows to long-term deals, 5 years for big money, and then 3 months later they cut him.
I think maybe not necessarily he got the pop at Royal Rumble because he won. He must necessarily got the pop at Royal Rumble because he got over on Brock Lesnar.
Both.
I think it was a little of both. I seen the building of Drew McIntyre when he was with Dolph Ziggler. I could see the fans generating towards him then. And I think that's the thing that Vince McMahon, when he first signed Drew McIntyre, that's what Vince McMahon had envisioned. And and he hit lightning in a bottle. I think Drew McIntyre was
Oh yeah.
I think Drew McIntyre was deserving of what he got, and he definitely out of any one WWE superstar, he got fucked on his WrestleMania moment. I don't care what anybody says. He got totally screwed. He got everything. To have to go out there in a fucking storage building in front of just a camera and wrestle the way he had to wrestle, I believe just to make it even more credible. Didn't they feed him the Big Show after he beat up Brock Lesnar?
Yeah.
Well, he beat Big Show though.
Yeah, I understand that, but still,
You got. See, the thing was with Drew McIntyre, up until the pandemic, he was hot. Like
he was
hot, like red hot. So if the pandemic never happened, it would have been a totally different. It would have been totally different. You know what I mean? He would have had.
I believe
still
that.
had that title. You know. I'm really getting kind of sick and tired of the Bobby Lashley storyline, to be honest with you. Either put the Hurt Business back together or do something else. Because they keep teasing it, and they don't do it.
He sure squashed the old Hurt Business on Raw.
Is it too far-fetched to still...
Pick up Jason.
Is it still too far-fetched to see Keith Lee put into the Hurt Business?
No.
The only way that's going to happen is if they squash the heat between him and Vince. Other than that, I don't think you'll see Keith Lee much longer.
So is the heat just stemming from speaking out to being unhappy?
I think it's stemming from speaking out and not giving up the rights to his name.
Okay.
That's a big sticking point. He doesn't want to give up his real name. He doesn't want to give the rights or his likeness to his real name. And I don't blame him. I wouldn't. If I went to the WWE and I had an unusual name and they're like, oh, we want to copyright that or own the rights to that name, I'd be like, go fuck yourself. It's my real name. I wouldn't do that. Would you?
No.
Fingers, would you?
No.
What about you, Pelly?
No.
Nope. Absolutely
so I
not.
don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. Not one bit. But here's my question. So if they release Big Keith Lee, where do you think he goes?
Impact, battle with Moose.
Moose is a free agent.
Kelly, where do you think he's going?
Keith Lee?
Yeah, if they release him, where do you think he's going to go?
I believe him and me.
No, I see him in maybe Ring of Honor, probably. He's a Ring of Honor, like with his stuff on the Indies. He's a Ring of Honor wrestler.
The worst place, Jay. What do you think?
I believe that he doesn't get released. I believe Bronson Reed goes up. I believe Keith Lee goes back down to NXT, where he belongs, along with Mia Yim. They both go back down. Fence is amended, and that's what happens.
Okay, so the worst place that he could go to would be AEW because he would get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah,
the
agreed.
Best case scenario would be to go to New Japan.
Yeah, I
reclaim his name, and then watch him get picked up again by WWE and get a push.
That'd be a move. That'd be his best spot, New Japan.
Right. So if you really look at it, if you look at his career, the way it's going, it reminds me of the way McIntyre's went. Signed, was supposed to be this huge star, and fell flat on his face. Left, did independent stuff, New Japan, Impact, stuff in England, came back and got signed and got a huge push.
His TNA stuff made him.
He gets released.
I believe that Drew McIntyre made a name for himself with being the Impact World Heavyweight Champion.
Yes, he did.
He most certainly did.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of the people that I was watching when Drew Galloway was the Impact champion. I've always been a McIntyre fan.
The best thing for Keith Lee is to get released. Get released. Go back out there. Go back to the independent circuit. Go to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Make your name for yourself, and then come back to WWE.
So, what do you guys think of the tag team match?
It's just a rematch from last week.
Eva Marie and Doudrop versus Natalya and Tamina.
Yeah.
Those titles are coming off them anyways because she blew her knee out.
Who?
Yeah.
Natty.
Oh, that's why Natty was getting help to the back. Okay.
Yep. Legit.
I think it's the same injury as the same injury as Bailey.
Bailey
goes to the tournament.
Yeah, either they're gonna get stripped, or they're gonna end up doing something where they go to fucking Evolution and fucking Piper Niven. Stop saying Doudrop!
I didn't say nothing.
No, Jason said it.
No, the match didn't start out right, and then Natty got hurt, and then the whole match went to poop.
Yeah.
Say it with the shit. Say it
with the shits. So, what's Alexa Bliss doing? What is this going to come out to?
She's talking like Pee Wee Herman now. Yeah.
When she comes on, I go take a crap because that's about more entertaining than watching her. I can't. I just can't. Anybody see the picture of Bray Wyatt?
No.
Dropped 40 pounds. He looks amazing.
Is he growing his beard out?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes, he did. Yep.
Leader of worlds, baby.
I just seen fingers screen on his laptop move. He just got wood.
Guarantee that's what's coming back.
Like, where's this picture?
It's in one of the groups I belong to. And it was taken like yesterday.
I guarantee it. It's inside. I guarantee that Dirt Sheet Radio has it on their website.
Can you get it for me so I can touch myself to it?
Yeah, his beard's long right now, dude.
Yeah. Eater of Worlds is coming back, man.
This stuff is great. I feel like this would be my son when he's older. His fucking fingers. Disgruntled over a bunch of men in underwear groping each other.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, off topic real quick. Yankees just landed Joey Gallo.
It's all right. They're still nine games back of the Red Sox.
Sox are going to get their match.
Actually, they're 7 games back of the Red Sox because the Yankees
Red Sox are going to have Anthony Rizzo and Max Scherzer by
no, they're not.
Yes, they are. Yes,
Wrong.
No, they're not.
Wrong.
Max Scherzer's not going to the Red Sox.
Scherzer's waving his no wave.
He's not going to the Red Sox.
The Red Sox are the only team right now that are willing to give him a 2-year extension. No other team's willing to go that far.
What that?
And that's what he wants. And that's what he wants. He wants 2 years.
You're actually not paying attention, are you? Because the Mets just did the same thing. And he'd rather go to the Mets than the Red Sox.
No. Go to the Red Sox. Nobody likes New York.
They're going to
get mad because the Mets are going to get him.
The Sox are going to give up that Dodgers prospect they got from L.A., and then it's going to look like we got Scherzer for Mookie Betts, and that's going to be just all right for me.
That's right.
Mookie Betts is in. Oh my God! What are you talking about? You pink hat! Shut up! You have no right to say nothing. Do you bear that Montreal Canadiens jersey? Don't talk.
Rizzo and Mad Max, Jay. Let's celebrate.
That's
Rizzo's
right.
not coming either.
Oh, will you come off it? I know that. Rizzo's here, buddy. Sorry. All right, so we get to what we thought. I bet you tons of dudes out there when they seen this match, Keith Lee and Karrion Kross. When they listen, I'm just saying. I'm not saying once the match wrapped up. I'm saying when they seen those two guys in the ring at the same time before
Fingers,
the
do you see
bell
that?
rang. Nope. Looks
I'll
like
send
a
it to you,
glow.
fingers. Hold on.
I bet you people thought they were going to get a barn burner with Keith Lee and Karrion Kross, and it ended up being a
Hot
total.
burner.
Yes, it was the shits. Uh, Keith Lee did nothing for himself, and the best part was his people go, what do they think? That all of a sudden people are going to forget that Jeff Hardy beat Karrion Kross last week? And
Fingers, do
it
you see
all.
it?
Yeah, I got it, Mike.
Looks
in
good,
great
doesn't
shape.
it?
Looks great shape.
Did you send it to me, Joe?
I heard the phone go ding.
I sent it to you, fingers.
Wow. Wow. Holy shit.
Fingers' computer just went, what?
It tilted up. Figures, we can only see your beard right now.
Hold on.
Hold on. It's Bray Wyatt. I want to eat his world.
Look at that, dude. Look at this, Jay.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Look at him. Great shape.
He'll be back soon. They need him. They need him to come back. He looks amazing.
Well, they have to pull things out of. They're going to have to pull things out of the hat. Because let's just
that chest tattoo's new, by the way.
with if this is true, and CM Punk and Daniel Bryan both have, and it's 100%. I'm not saying competition because they have to be in the same city at the same time, and to me, it looks that they're going to be in the same city, not at the same time, but a couple days away. And I'd have to say it makes a lot of things more interesting for AEW in the future if these two individuals have signed on the dotted line with AEW.
So I don't know how true this is, but I guess AJ Styles went on, did an interview and buried Punk. Said he's got no respect for him because he always thinks about himself.
Yeah. Good.
I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I heard.
I wouldn't doubt it. So I didn't see this match, but it's very interesting to see that Mustafa Ali and Mansoor, as Mustafa goes up against his former Retribution teammates, Mason Teabag.
I cannot believe they put them two schmucks over. It wasn't a good match. Well, I shouldn't say that because some of the bumps that Ali took for T-Bar,
yeah,
Dijak were amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, Dijak's offense for a big man is incredible.
Oh, believe me, I felt his offense plenty. I wrestled him a few times. That boot to the head sucks.
What do you think? Do these guys ever get out of that gimmick? Does Donovan Dijak ever see the WWE main roster as himself? Or is this the best and this is what he's going to be. And him and his partner are basically a replacement for that Ascension group.
I think the only way that Dijak sees the WWE roster as Dijak is if they pull a reality angle and they both come out and say, we're sick of this crap. This is not who we are. This is who we really are. It's the only way that's going to happen. Other than that, they're the new Ascension.
Because, like, we all watch
it's a shame, too, because Dijak's incredibly talented.
Yep. What'd you think of his character in NXT, Jimmy Fingers?
Who? Dijak?
Yep.
Better than this.
Yes.
And Keith Lee tore the house down more than once. Believe me.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So that's another one like that Vince McMahon's missing out in. What do you think about Donovan Dijak there, Mr. AJP?
A great big man. I think he's still got much more to give. I think we've just only seen the surface of what he can do. He was given the pencil and said, here, you write what you want to do. And he went out there and did it. And he got on the mic. I think he can cut a promo as well. He could be a top-tier guy in WWE.
Yep. I think what was really good, there was an article last week I read. I'm not sure which WWE superstar, but a current superstar came out to basically ixnay some of the negative things that were being said about the WWE and what it's like to be a WWE performer. Stating, I believe that I'm not sure who it was, but it was basically in just of saying that a lot of the stuff that we hear, where the word of the performer is not heard or taken in regard, is known to be kind of false, and they do take those things into consideration. They do. Take stuff in high regards. It's so I mean, and this person came on to say that sometimes at 9 out of 10, it's the person who gets waived that's bitter on their release. And WWE superstars do have a lot of say on what they do as far as their gimmick goes.
So the gimmick that Aleister Black is doing right now in AEW was the beginning of what he started to do in WWE.
Yes.
So he pitched that whole angle. Vince liked it. Pritchard liked it. But the writers had no idea what to do with it.
I don't know why they just wouldn't let him write it then.
That's what baffles me. Because right now, he's writing his own shit in AEW. That's all him. So he's not burning the bridge, though, because he's keeping the whole eye gimmick going.
I said that.
I love that. I love that.
He's doing this because he's going to show the WWE that, or just in general, that wrestlers, if they know themselves, can help gravitate to get themselves over.
You do realize he only signed a 1-year deal, right?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's why he's keeping the eye gimmick going, because I can guarantee you by this time next year, he'll be back in WWE.
What a fucking
laugh all you want, Fingers, you can laugh all you want, but there's reasons why he only signed a 1-year deal. So, first of all, his wife signed a 3-year deal with WWE. And like Jay said, he's trying to prove a point.
That's what I believe this is.
See, let the people who know what's going on talk, and you just try to keep up.
Okay. Okay, you shill.
You are 25 years in the business. I know what I'm talking about.
I hear you, man.
Jesus God.
I'm 50 years of fucking viewer, man. I see shit. I can identify shit, man. Quite easily.
Do you identify the shit that comes out of your mouth on a daily basis? We just want to know.
Okay. I can identify that New York Yankees are a pile of shit too.
Whatever, Pink Hat. You have no room to talk about any sports in this room because you are a pink hat. So shut it.
Jay knows, man. I'm just the heel, brother.
You are trying to be a heel, but okay.
Who's getting mad other than you, man?
I'm not
cool,
getting mad.
Man. I'm easy, man.
Listen, we know you're easy. We've heard. Anyways, you never work a worker, my friend. So keep trying.
So what did you guys think of this matchup? Pelly, what did you think of this tag team matchup between the pitted Mustafa Ali against his former associates of Teabag and Mace?
So it was like Ali and Mansoor like the teacher student, and I like that. I like the intensity that Mason T-Bar had, but you wanted to see the teacher and student go over. Now, I like Mansoor. I think it was you, Rumble. He reminds you of a young Shawn Michaels, I think you said.
I did say that.
I wouldn't go that far, but
I'm not sure. Listen, a young Shawn Michaels was not projected to be the Shawn Michaels he ended up being.
Yeah, and but I like at the end how Mansoor was hugging Ali and Ali non-sold it. Like, kid, this is just the beginning. You got so much more to learn.
Yep.
Well, they're doing the same angle as RK Bro.
Yep. In case it goes wrong. It's all to go over to Saudi at the end of September, October when Super Showdown happens.
Yeah, they just announced that.
They'll be the most over. Mansoor will be the most over.
They just announced that show. I think it's like September 18th or something like that.
Yep.
Mansoor will be the most over guy in the building.
That he's going to be.
That's a Saturday, actually.
Yep, usually is. Super Showdown, baby. I love it. Love it.
We'll see what happens.
It's a giant show for the Prince of Saudi Arabia, and he comes up with the whole card. Vince isn't allowed to touch any of that, you know.
That's why the Prince is still calling for Yokozuna.
Oh my God, that's great.
Come to find out, thing is, you should have heat with the Prince of Saudi Arabia because he's the one that wanted to see Goldberg win.
I do have heat with them, yeah.
Yeah, because he called that show. You know that? Do you know what I mean?
No, I know.
When they go over there, they all get these $500,000 bonuses and shit. $1 million bonuses to please the prince. Goldberg is the prince. Is like that's his favorite wrestler is Goldberg, and he needed to see Goldberg win over the big triumphant devilish heel.
Well, they should send Goldberg back over to Saudi for one of his 2 dates that he has contracted to, so we don't have to see him at SummerSlam.
Can I tell you something?
It's actually more than 2 days. I found out.
What's it for?
It's
so is he not going to do? Is he not going to do any TVs leading up to SummerSlam then?
It's the whole angle's baffling me because I got a feeling that SmackDown's main event's going to be in a 3-way between Cena, Finn Balor, and Reigns.
Why though?
I don't know. No idea. I don't know what's going to happen with Raw because, from what I understand, that whole Lashley thing is a shoot. Wrestling doesn't want nothing to do with Goldberg at all.
Really?
Yeah. Does not want to be in the ring with them. Doesn't trust them. I heard he thinks he's unsafe.
Wow.
So, don't know where that's going because it's kind of funny how the following week Goldberg wasn't even on Raw, not even really mentioned, but not on Raw at all.
Wasn't there supposed to be like? I skipped around on Raw. I mean, if anything, I watched about 80% of it.
I fell asleep because I was up for work early. So
I thought that I had seen that they were supposed to have a segment which Lashley was supposed to give his comments on the match between him
He
and
did.
Goldberg.
He did. And he did. He basically said no. I'm not even going to acknowledge that. You're not worth my time.
Excellent.
So
when go
ahead.
When push comes to shove, do you think that Vince will win and ultimately Bobby Lashley will have to face Goldberg?
Yep. Lashley's still got another 2 years on his deal. He's locked in. Just the only way he can get out of doing that if he walks. So, and believe me, they're not going to let him walk. That's for sure. Especially with MVP, because MVP has revitalized his career tremendously. So, I don't know. I don't want. I'm hoping it doesn't happen because I don't want to see that match. It's just the only way I'm going to be in that match if the Fiend comes out, like you said.
Yeah, I'm thinking that that's what should happen. I'm thinking that that's the best thing that they should do to tell Lashley,
Jay,
hey,
you should apply because you're looking for writers again. I'm dead serious, dude. I'm dead serious.
I think their best
writers who have wrestling experience.
I think their best scenario right now is to get, if they want to revert themselves around it, even if it didn't have Big E coming down and cashing in, just the fear factor of having the Fiend to break it up and maybe leaving everybody laying and then it going to black. And maybe that would, and anyways, that's not going to be the match. That's going to be the all-out main event match. Roman Reigns and John Cena are going to end that show. So,
and Finn Balor.
Yes. Well, and hopefully Finn Balor is not part of that mix. But if he is, I love Finn. Great talent. I just don't want to see. I'd rather see Roman Reigns and John Cena 1-on-1. Enough with these 3-ways. They did it at WrestleMania with Edge with Daniel Bryan having to be in there with Edge and Reigns. Enough of this. Enough. Enough is enough.
What?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that they're referring to Finn Balor as the Prince again?
Yes.
NXT.
Yeah.
Because from what I understand, he wants to legitimately change his name back to Prince David.
That would be cool.
And Big E wants to start using Big E Langston again.
Oh, really? Okay.
Hey, on a side note, tell me if this bothers you guys. This is stepping back a little bit. Because Vince is in their ears, right? Telling them what to say. Does it bother you that they have to continuously drive home the point to call her Nikki? Oh, Nikki ASH does a move, or constantly driving home that narrative to say her name that way. So no one says Nikki Ash. It's, oh, what a move by Nikki ASH.
I think they're just trying to get the point across that it's supposed to stand for almost a superhero.
Yes. So I got to ask you guys this real quick. The main event on Raw was not Nikki Ash versus
yeah, it was.
Charlotte. Well, yeah, Bleacher Report skipped over it. Mike, you must have wrote the report for them. Because the next match they have Lashley faced off against Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. Did that happen?
Yeah, it was a squash. It was right before the main event.
No, Riddle and Morrison.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. It was right. It was. You're right. It was right before Riddle and Morrison. That's where he gave his answer to Goldberg. Was the founding. Fuck off now.
They graded that a B-. They graded that squash a B-.
Okay.
They basically said the WWE should never have broken up the Hurt business, but it's hard to deny how effective this segment was, making Lashley look absolutely dominant. This was a glorified squash, but in a way that the WWE actually makes the WWE champion look good. Alexander and Benjamin aren't exactly being pushed right now, so they won't suffer from the loss. The match itself was more of a sequence of specific spots meant to highlight Lashley's power than it was a physical battle. But from a storyline standpoint, it worked.
It did.
Cool.
Yeah.
So this is a match I missed. I wish I had seen this one. I'm sorry, I did see this match of Riddle and John Morrison. They graded it a B plus, and I thought it was an A. I think there was a spot at one time. Didn't The Miz get involved in this match?
Yes,
Yeah,
he did. He did his.
You know how Riddle does his kick from the apron?
It was
the
great.
outside?
Look like a turtle. It was great.
Riddle
Yeah, they used that
him.
spot. They used that same spot last week, and they're going to use it again next week. Miz backwards on his wheelchair like this. Fucking old already.
It was like a shoot. It was like more shoot wrestling in this match than anything else. They were shooting each other.
Bozo show.
See, I thought myself, the thing is, I thought himself kicking, getting kicked, and flipping in his, so to speak, wheelchair with the stairs behind him. I think it's kind of a dangerous spot because all he needs to do is overroll, hit his leg, and he is back in the same spot. And that he would be in. He is putting his body on the line, even though it's a dumb spot, but he could over twist and blow his knee out again.
He should stay the fuck home until he's ready.
I do believe the heel team of AJ Styles and almost came out and got involved as well. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, it says Riddle and Morrison are both great athletes, so it comes to no surprise to see them put on a decent show in the ring. Had they been given a little more time and fewer distractions, it would have been match of the night. Watching Styles and Almost beat Riddle up post-match was an extra bit of fun, especially for everyone who finds Riddle annoying. Wow. Morrison continues to be one of the great unsung heroes of the WWE with his constant consistency of great performances and comedic ability.
I agree with that.
Bang, Jimmy Limits.
I'm a fan of the drip stick.
I love drip stick
I agree with that.
I think
some of the matches, the past 3 weeks of matches he's put on have been outstanding, especially with Ricochet.
Ricochet was like 4 weeks in a row.
Yep.
Then he's put on.
Where's Ricochet now? How come they build on that? They build on Morrison. Where's Ricochet?
I think Ricochet's hurt.
I think he hurt the last match.
I think he got hurt. Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
we haven't. He hasn't been seen since Money in the Bank. Wasn't he the one that took the Kevin Owens move through the ladder?
Yes.
Yep. I would have doubt that the way to Kevin Owens killed him.
Hey, Jay, quick question.
Yeah, shoot.
Did you dye your hair, dude?
What do you mean?
You look like Gene Simmons right now.
What is that?
You look.
Did I dye my buddy? It's because my beard is shaved to my face and it's not overly dominant gray. And I got a haircut.
Dude, it looks like cotton fucking candy, dude, like Gene Simmons.
No, it's because see the sides are freshly shaved.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
And I'm an Italian, so you know what I mean. I still got nice hair. I'm an Italian Sicilian mix, so that even makes my hair even that much better.
I think you put a little bit of black shoe polish in there, bro.
Brother, I do not need to put any hair coloring in my hair.
That's
The
a
only
lie. You got your beard, Jason Rumble.
I would only do something silly like what you have, blonde, and look like Dilbert from the cartoon. You actually look like an older version of what's that cartoon there? Caillou.
No, he looks like Bo's little clown. If you put a red nose on him and get Howdy Doody next to him,
Jimmy
there you go.
Jimmy CM Punk Fingers is Caillou all grown up.
Oh, that's
with the
great.
big goatee. Fuck Rosie now if she can see me.
You are. This is awesome.
Caillou. He'll tell you wrestling things. He'll shit on everything. Hey, it's coming from Caillou. 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 That wrestling match sucked.
Yeah, Fingers, how come you're not watching AEW?
I got it on DVR because I saw fucking Taz's son on there. I was like, get the fuck off my TV.
Yeah, so they don't.
I'm surprised they're not jerking off all over the TV right now because AEW is on.
Well,
I will later, but again, I was watching it and then I saw Taz's son and I says, I'm gonna come on Gorilla and watch so I can fast forward over the shit I don't like.
Exactly. So
Dash Wilder cut his forearm wide open. They're saying.
Really? What on the steps?
Do you know? Originally, my daughter today was watching. Was a thing on YouTube, and it was all the girls that are up in WWE now, and it was focusing back on their original gimmicks, and seeing Alexa Bliss with one of the guys from FTW, from whatever them guys are there, Dax Hardwood or whatever they're called, the FTR. She was original was her and the one that is the bald one that shaves his head. They were a redneck duo. It was almost being portrayed like Jamie Noble and the girl that was with Jamie Noble there back in the day. And they were doing a gimmick together originally down in Florida Championship Wrestling. I thought it was kind of funny. And Alexa Bliss actually sounded like a redneck girl. She had a really good southern accent. She did a great job at it.
Nadia was her name or something, wasn't it?
Yes, Nadia, and along with Jamie Noble. Yep.
Yeah.
Boy, a lot of the AEW marks are not happy that Nick Gage is wrestling Jericho right now.
It's all right. Don't tell me about it. Shh. So, anyways, that being said, what'd you guys think of the main event on Monday Night Raw?
I didn't watch it, so.
Okay.
We can take this and go right into Nick Gage versus Matt Cardona.
Okay, I didn't get to see that yet. I want to see if that's on YouTube or anything anywhere.
Fantastic, man. Really good.
So did you watch the GCW show itself?
I just saw that. I saw the main event. I'm
thinking of going. It wasn't saved on my video on demand that I have through this network I'm part of. So I'm thinking of taking the $12.99 and going on the Fight and watching the replay of it.
I haven't seen heat like that in fucking years.
Where did you go to see the match? Is it anywhere online that you could just? Is it on YouTube, the full match?
No. I went to a buddy's house and watched it.
Okay.
But you know what? If you search for it, you probably find it.
Okay. What do you guys think? Are the signings of Daniel Bryan and CM Punk 100% etched in stone?
Yes.
They are. Brian, yes.
Punk, I agree with Mike. Punk, no.
They all went to the whole fucking brain trust went to Chicago last week, signed it there. It'll come out. You heard it here first.
Like he knows. Anyways, I honestly don't think, and I could be wrong, but Brian, I believe yes, because it's a limited deal and it's limited dates. CM Punk, I'm on the fence about it right now because I can see WWE and Punk throwing a huge swerve because WWE's come out and said they have no interest in doing business with Punk whatsoever. They've come out and said it a few times. But
Did you
again,
see that interview I posted with Punk last a couple of days ago? Did you watch that?
From like 2 years ago?
No, from like 3 weeks ago.
What was that?
That wasn't from 3 weeks ago.
Okay. Wrong.
What was it? What was it?
It's fine.
I'll repost it.
Okay.
I'll post the whole interview. He took a
I
steaming
just
pilot.
find there's a lot of trolling going on right now on Twitter with Punk, and there's a lot of shenanigans going on. So I'll believe Punk's signing with AEW when he shows up.
He praised Roman Reigns, but took a steaming pile of shit on creative. And if you think he's going to come back, if you think he's going to come back to WWE's creative, you're sadly mistaken.
And he also took a steaming pile of shit on AEW because they offered him a deal through a text. Hello?
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
Okay, then. So
he was waiting to see.
I don't see them paying him 7 figures for limited dates. I just don't see it.
How about this? Stiff Mike? How about we do a friendly bet?
I'm not betting with nobody, so
we don't have to use money.
I don't bet anything.
I'm going to tell you 100% right here on Gorilla Position. 100% CM Punk is signed with AEW. Anybody want to challenge me on that?
Yeah, because I don't think it's true.
Okay, well, how can we do this so when he shows up I can gloat
you can gloat when he shows up, but I honestly don't think it's true. I really don't. I really think that shit's going on, and I think he's using AEW in a bidding war to get more money out of Vince. That's what I think. Now, again, if he signs AEW, all the power to him. But it's not going to be good for AEW because they're going to be in a shitload of hole for money.
You know what? I'm going to give you this, Mike. I'm going to give you this.
Red Sox hat.
I'm going to give you this, Mike. Okay.
Hold on a second.
If Mike's wrong, he has to wear a Red Sox hat.
Excellent, AJ.
Dude, I will never, ever wear a Red Sox hat. I'll take a shit in it first. Are you out of your mind?
You're not confident in your belief, man.
No, I don't bet. And Jay knows this. I never bet. I honestly think that shit's going on, and I don't. I believe Bryant signed. Absolutely.
So I'm just gonna.
He wants to work with different people.
Then I'm just gonna cut a promo on you and with some heavy wrongs, like with guttural wrongs.
Okay, and then when I cut one back on you, bozo, don't say nothing and don't get heated when I tear you up, because you know I can.
I never get heated. I'll give you this one.
I don't know about that one. I heard you were crying in Rumble. I don't want to come up because I don't want to hear Mike yell at me. That's what I heard.
First of all, BBB, don't be a rat like that. Okay? Don't be like Big Pussy Pup.
And yell at me.
Don't be like Big Pussy Puppensero from The Sopranos, man.
I literally had to call. I had the kid make him call me to tell him that I'm just breaking his balls because he's got too much sand in his vagina.
That's not what I said. First of all, what
I said was, Mike, I go, he don't want to come on tonight, Mike, because he don't want to deal with y'all yelling at him for all this shit. I'm not going to yell at him, blah, 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 blah. I was
That's
like,
not what I said. I said, I don't want to get...
He doesn't want to deal with you tonight.
I said, I don't want to deal with the WWE shill NWO and me being Rey Mysterio and getting thrown like a wombat into the truck.
So wait a minute. Hold on a second. Okay, let's get to the nuts of this. Okay, I'm not a WWE show. I am a pure wrestling fan, and I don't like AEW's product for one reason and one reason only. Don't worry about what WWE's doing because you're not in their league. Worry about what you're doing and try to get in their league. Until then, just worry about what they're doing. They take too many WWE and run their mouths way too much. WCW 2.0.
I think it's good for business. I think it's good for the fans, for the shit talk.
I understand that, but they're not in direct competition with WWE. They're not on Monday night. They're not in any way, shape, or form. Their production product is the shits. That's number one.
Did you like it when Vince? Did you like it when Vince was doing the Nacho Man and Huckster?
No, I didn't at all.
I did. I loved it.
Well, there you go. I didn't, and I know a few people that work for WWE or AEW are trying to get signed, and they ain't good. It's real clicky. There's no direction backstage. You got Cody Rhodes and the young twats and fucking Kenny Omega running the show. It's not good at all. And Robo's the one who told me that.
And WWE's better backstage?
The way they ran, yes. Yeah, I can attest that from my tryout with the WWE, and I can attest that from not being backstage with AEW, but being backstage numerous times with Impact Wrestling, aka TNA Wrestling. Yes.
When was that though, Jay? When was your tryout with WWE? What year?
Shit. A while back, but the WWE still, the way they handled things, we're not talking writers there, Forbes.
That's what I'm talking about.
That has nothing to do with it. That's called creative. That's not called backstage. That's not the way that they make the guys go in the ring, work out. That's not the way that they make the guys assemble for legit production meetings, where you don't get that in other companies. When you're a WWE worker, it has not changed the curriculum. You are there at 1 o'clock at the arena. No ifs, no ands about it. You are there at 1 p.m. You report. You sign in. You go and you work out. You do your thing. You go to lunch. You go back to the locker room. You get a script. Then everybody goes to a production meeting and knows A to Z on how the show is being put together and your responsibility. It's not done anywhere else. Vince McMahon, from top to bottom, we're not talking about the shitty writers he has right now. We're talking the way he puts the things together. The inmates don't run the asylum. Like, you don't go in like the TNA. I would walk in back, and if the taping started at 7 p.m. with the live crowd, you were just required to be there 2 hours before. And then when you walk in, there's a big white board, and your name is written on the white board and what segment you're on, okay? You go, you find a place to put your stuff on, you find the guy you're working, you talk to him. If there's any asterisks near it, you go and see a producer. Very, very limited people had asterisks next to their next to their names. So the chances of somebody like Simon Diamond, who was backstage with Impact Wrestling when I was there, he was a match producer, aka what they call an agent. He used to sit there with his hands in his pocket. There was very limited stuff. Whereas in the WWE, Jamie Noble's in charge of 3 matches. In the also like at one time before he became the general manager, Adam Pearce was what they call a match producer, aka an agent. He's in charge of 3 matches. It's different, Forbesy. Totally different, man.
All right, so just to clarify,
totally,
behind the scenes, no problem, man. Show still sucks.
Wait. So just to clarify, okay. So if I was like 40 years old and AEW was around right now, say I was 10 years younger, I could go to Florida, walk into AEW and say, hey, I'm looking for a shot, and they would put me on Dark. That's how Robo got where he's at right now. That's how the Bear Country got where they are right now. They just showed up and got a tryout and were put on Dark.
You can't do that with WWE.
Yeah, there's no. When we say the inmates are running the asylum, and the reason why I call it a super indie fed, because that's how they're running it. They're running it like an independent federation.
Yeah.
Anybody could show up at APW and say, "Hey, can I get a tryout?" Get in the ring and work out with somebody, and they're put on the card if they're good enough. That's it.
Yeah. See, I'm not trying to insult you for him. See, it's like what puts it. It's like what puts an award-winning band or rock group compared to a fucking garage band. You know what I'm saying? The way they put the way they have their shit together. Managers got shit together, and to tell you the truth, you can't even really compare it to that. You know what I mean? The WWE's backstage, not talking the writers, the backstage, the way things are put on, it's just like it's so different. And sitting there with a guy like Eric Young, I used to sit with him at Total Nonstop Action. He used to go to all the WWE house shows and used to get booked for all the house shows back in the day. Because Scott D'Amore used to work with WWE before he worked with Total Nonstop Action. D'Amore's been there forever. He trained Robert Roode. He trained Petey Williams. He trained Eric Young. I had Eric Young basically said that the way that they were doing things at TNA was so totally wrong that this would never happen in the WWE, and this was before I seen what happened. So
man. Why do you think TNA is getting so much better? Because they have Tommy Dreamer now running the show.
Yep.
Yeah. So Dreamer is basically doing it like the WWE. Like you need to have an 8x10. You need to have a resume. You need to show up, work out, show what you can do, and then you get a yay or a nay. AEW is not doing that, dude. And again, half the talent in AEW doesn't even know how to work TV. They don't know where the hard cam is. A lot of the stuff is misplaced. A lot of their moves are missed, or finishers are not caught by the hard cam at all. So
their best TV work is Andrade. I watched Andrade's match, and Andrade knew where every camera was, knew the hard cam, knew all that stuff because that's it's trained differently. And I understand.
Black's going to be the same thing.
Black's going to be the same thing. Wait to see how he shines and what he is in-ring performance. I truly believe it.
Daniel Bryan's going to be the same way. Yep. And if he goes there, he'll be the same way.
If you look at Moxley and Jericho work the same way. They're another two that know where the cameras are.
So a lot of the undercard talent, even the Young Bucks, don't know where the cameras are. You know what I mean? So, you ask the question, what do I find wrong with Tony Khan? He's a mark with money. He has no idea what he's doing. Shouldn't be in the business right now. And he's listening to the wrong people. If anybody should be running that product, it should be Iron Anderson and Tully Blanchard.
Agreed.
Those are the two people that should be running that show, top to bottom, left to right. And if they were running the show, then they'd be in competition with WWE. But right now, they're not at all. You have people bidding for WWE content. TNT is being paid by Khan to be on TV.
Well, they're doing better than Impact and Ring of Honor, and they got a major TV deal. So
What is it? All right, here we go. I like this major TV deal stuff.
They don't have a TV deal. They're paying TNT for a time slot.
Yeah, what is
that? They're on national TV.
Yeah.
Because they're paying for it, dude.
But they pay for
it. If I had enough money to put APW on national TV, I could do that. They're not being paid to be on TNT. They're paying TNT to be on TV.
That's like saying, does the NFL pay to be on Fox, or does Fox pay for the rights?
Randy.
What?
Oh, hold on a sec, guy. Randy, what are you doing? Hey, come here. What was that? All right, go ahead, guys.
So, listen, I'm a wrestling fan. I like AEW. I mean, there's things that obviously they need to get better in doing. And one of those things, like I'm never going to disagree, but I believe that they do at times focus too much on, so to speak, the competition, which is the WWE. And I believe that if they just concentrated on what they did more, I would respect that a little more.
They're still a new company, guys.
Yep, that's right. That's absolutely right. But
here's real quick, Jay, real quick. So here's a tidbit for you. Cody Rhodes talks to Triple H on a daily basis.
Where do you get that info? Where do you get that?
He came out and said it in an interview.
There was an interview. I actually I seen the interview, and he came out and openly admitted to wanting to be like Triple H.
He's in contact with him all the time.
And it was heartbreaking to him when he was released from the WWE.
Maybe Triple H is going to get so pissed to be like, you know what? Let me come over there and run that show.
Well,
Triple H cannot be happy, man.
No, I think that's the big discrepancy right now. Is Triple H is probably pissed that Vince is punking his people.
No way Triple H could be happy.
So the pros and con, the big con that is not con but con that I see with the signings of people like a Punk and or a Daniel Bryan, that if AEW is paying to be on television right now, with the escalated payroll that they're going to have, they're gonna, there's gonna have to be a lot of payback from this. There's gonna have to be a lot of money that comes back through these gates. The pay-per-view buys are gonna have to be out the roof. The one thing that they're going to have to do, they're not going to be able to just travel somewhere on a Wednesday and a Friday and expect to make all this money back. They're going to legitimately have to go out on the road like Vince McMahon does in order to make these salaries, and in order to make sure that they got national television exposure.
Well, they could burn out. They could have a zenith and peak, with Punk and Bryan and go upwards, but the water could meet the road there financially. Because like Mike said, Punk, Bryan, maybe a year, 2 max, then they go back to WWE, then what?
So you want to know what AEW's big surprise was? I have to burst this bubble right now. I really do. Juventud Guerrera was their big surprise.
That's a smoke screen, Mike. Come on. We know it's Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, man.
Okay.
Are they going to debut Daniel Bryan or CM Punk now? Hell no.
Juventud Guerrera.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's getting better by the day for WCW. I mean AEW. Sorry, I got the two confused.
That's okay, because you got Goldberg, fucking the WCW fucking undefeated guy. Fucking
yeah, that's bullshit. Don't even go there with me, because I fucking hate that, and you know it.
I'm not gonna lie,
I shit on WWE just as much as I shit on AEW, so you can't even say that I don't.
When I look at AEW, I will say this: with the cable ropes and the wrestling ring, and hearing Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross, I'm sorry.
Tony Schiavone, I love it. It's great. It's WCW all over again.
It is WC. Sorry. Then you're gonna say, well, Jim Ross was the announcer for the WWE for 30 years. Okay.
Okay, didn't you go on and on about how much you like WCW at one point?
I did. Hold up.
There's Schiavone and Jim Ross, and they were the announcers.
That's why I'm saying. I didn't say that. Hear me out. Jim Ross, theoretically.
Tony Schiavone.
WCW was out of business since what, 2000?
Yeah,
2001.
So a good 18 years through the 2000s, Jim Ross worked for the WWE. And when did he come to the WWE? 95, 94?
93.
Okay.
93. Yep.
So he worked, what, 25 years in the WWE office?
He was a vice president at one point, wasn't he? A talent relations.
So,
yes, he was.
So to kids like you, me, and Mike, Jim Ross and Schiavone are the voices of WCW. You have to be a new school. You have to be a new school. You have to be a new school fan that's only had a wrestling history of 25 years to say Jim Ross. He was in WCW, really? Because to me, yeah, Jim Ross is synonymous with WWE, but he was synonymous too with WCW / NWA when I first started watching.
Agreed. Right. So I mean, I get where you're coming from, Fingers. I understand that, it's an product, but it's not a good product. It could be a great product if they had the right people running it. Right now, you have Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, and Omega running it.
Well, I don't like that either, Mike. I don't like that either, and I've said that too.
A lot of these kids that are coming in from indies don't know how to work TV at all.
Well, maybe guys like Daniel Bryan and Punk can fucking help that.
I don't think they're going there for that. They're going there for the money, brother. I think that Daniel Bryan's not going there to put a bed there, a pillow, and a blanket, and call it home.
He would do that. He would have re-signed with WWE.
Yeah, firmly. That's what I believe. I believe that he wants to just I want to work against Andrades. I want to work against Kenny Omega. I want to work Hangman Page. Oh, I want to go to Japan and work with Jay White. I want to work with Will Ospreay. Oh, I want to go over and work Rich Swann over in Impact. And then, you know what I mean? I could take time and be with my family. I think he wants to just. That's what he wants to do.
And you're not going to see Daniel Bryan on Dynamite every week either. He's got limited dates. He's going to be an attraction. That's what he's going to be. From what I've been reading, from what I've been seeing, he's got limited dates and max money. And that's a problem. That's a Brock Lesnar deal right there. That's limited dates with max money. And AEW doesn't have that kind of max money right now to support it. That's the problem because they're paying to be on TV.
Yep. All right. Well, where the hell did Fingers disappear to?
Oh, who knows?
Yeah, I might have to go to the Rumble, buddy.
Well, I'm trying to wrap things up right now. I think with that being said, come on, Fingers, get back on here so we can officially wrap this show up.
I feel bad about bursting his bubble, but it had to be said.
What do you think about the headphones?
You didn't burst any.
You look like it came out of a disco ball.
Thank you.
You didn't burst any ball.
I love them.
What'd you say, Fingers?
I didn't hear him.
You didn't burst any bubble.
Okay.
I got you. I worked you tonight.
You didn't work shit. You couldn't work your ass. Never mind me.
All right, Fingers, get back on camera so we can cut this.
I think you went outside to look at his cucumbers.
I popped for that. That was funny, Mike.
All I see on Facebook is cucumbers and his pot plant. Great.
What do you have your pot plant growing in?
I originally had it in a my buddy he cloned them, right?
Yep.
And then he put them in like Bonnie tomato canisters.
Yep.
I took them out, put them in the ground because you got to buy special fertilizer.
Yep.
But then I realized where I put them originally against my house during the early part of the day, the shadow from my roof is there for about 4 hours.
Yep.
So I took them and transplanted them across where the sun beats on it all day. The sun does all the work. So the sun is on it from morning until they're blowing up now.
I have 8 of them in my greenhouse down the street.
Really?
Yep. 32-gallon drums. The specialty dirt, it's called Pro Mix, and you don't have to fertilize till the last 6 weeks because the Pro Mix, as the roots grow and consistently go down the growing bucket, it hits different stages of the mixture. And then once a day, my father-in-law goes out there. We got these gallon jugs that you put it into the dirt, and it time releases the gallon of water throughout the day.
That's good.
Because your plants are supposed to take up to a gallon of water a day. And so what the jug does when you put it into the dirt, say if my father-in-law goes out there at like 9, 10 in the morning, by like 6, 7 at night, the jugs are empty and they're tipped over.
So, question for everybody on a sports-related topic, and then we can cut this. What do you guys think of, except for Pelly, because he's a Canadians fan, and Pink Hat over here. What do you think, Jay, of
I'm glad you're bringing this up.
The free agent signings of the Bruins?
Taylor Hall's a big signing.
This guy in Buffalo, hold on a second. What the fuck's his name? The goalie.
Yeah, Lunik Eula.
I
heard things about it, but I'll let you talk about it first.
50-47 record.
Yep.
Granted, he's had a shitty team. I think he's got potential, but at $5 million for 4 years, I don't like that.
That's a pricey backup. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's not going to be your backup, I think. I think it's going to start the year off. He's your starter, and you'll see Swayman as the backup.
Linus Ullmarks.
They said he was 9-6 last year for Buffalo. And he was and he had a great save percentage. I listened to Felga talks. Felga's good about hockey, Michael Felga. And Felga talked a lot of good things about this guy today. Let's just say this. They missed out on the people they wanted for defense, like Suda and the one other guy. Then they missed out on the kid there, the centerman from who was playing the Lightning this year, and he ended up signing somewhere.
Savard signed with the Habs.
And then you end up with that one defenseman and the one guy that we re-signed from the trade this year. So, to be quite honest with you, the way that I seen it through my sports talk radio between the Zoe and Beetle show and through Felger and Maz, the only thing that intrigued them was the signing of this goalie and the fact that the defenseman we signed from Winnipeg, he's 6'4", and he played over 20 minutes. He played basically 20 minutes a game, and he was always on the penalty kill. So they weren't impressed with the signings, but things could have been better because the A, B, C, D plan did not go as they wanted. And
they're not done yet, though.
Nope. But rumor has it right now, Jack Eichel's agent has come out and wants to know why teams are not trying to trade for his client.
He's hurt. He's fucking banged up.
Let me go on. The Bruins are one team that is quite possibly interested in kicking the tires to see if Jack Eichel, who is from Billerica, Massachusetts, comes home to play for the Boston Bruins. As we know, Patrice Bergeron, 36, going to be 37. The aging nucleus of the Boston Bruins is, let's just say it, you got Charlie McAvoy and you have David Pastrnak. compare that to a team of like the Lightning, and the Lightning.
Well, you also have Taylor Hall because he just re-signed him to a 4-year deal.
Yeah, but and Taylor. Well, listen, Taylor Hall disappeared when the playoffs came, Mike. He did.
Not really.
I believe he disappeared when the playoffs came. I believe a lot of.
Wait a minute. So he's got breaking news. Boston Bruins move on from their longtime goalie. They're not going to re-sign Rask.
Well, yeah, I'm not surprised about that. Seeing Fleury traded from that they traded Fleury there, the Vezina winning goalie of the Vegas Knights. You know, they were talking about that today.
I would have liked Fleury better.
Yeah.
I think Swam. I think the kid's going to do good. I think he's going to come into his own this year.
Well, let's hope so. All right, boys. So tomorrow night, Thursday night throwdown, we'll talk some NXT lineup. We'll talk some AEW, and I am going to take
here, guys. I won't be here. So
well, yes. Good luck on the wrestling tour. Tell everybody I said hello.
Good luck, Pelly.
I'm going to be away. I'm going to be taking Friday and Saturday to celebrate my wedding anniversary of 13 years. And I wanted to let everybody know I have 2 already committed lineups, interview lined up for the upcoming weeks. I have Falaba from Impact Wrestling. Yeah, good friend of mine.
Love him, dude. Love him.
So Falaba will be sitting down with us in the upcoming weeks. And I also have a guy named Ricky Atatsu. Ricky was the owner and promoter of Jersey Championship Wrestling, which later formed the original GCW name. And then Ricky sold the brand and name to the now current owner of Game Changer Wrestling. So I got a couple of good guys that are coming to be on the show. I'm trying to get a guy named Wrestling Hall of Famer in the New England area by the name of Knuckles Nelson.
Why?
To talk about his book. His book, Wrestling Back and Beyond. It's a good book.
Hey, Jay, man, I want to take a moment to really put over Falaba, man. Big fan. He certainly reminds me of a smaller Yoko. Guy can fucking move.
Yeah.
I've been a fan of his for a very long time.
Good.
Glad to see it.
Falaba, probably, if it's not next Saturday, it'll be the Saturday after that. It'll probably be Ricky and Tatu first, and then Falaba.
That's awesome.
They actually might not be on Saturdays because I'm going to have to do these ones, around their schedule, which more or less usually a wrestler is wrestling on a Saturday night.
Well, you let me know about that one, man. I'd like to be there.
I'll be announcing it, but I got a couple of good one-on-one interviews lined up in the upcoming weeks, and anybody have any parting shots?
I love Mike King.
Frick you, bozo.
Thanks again, guys.
Listen, Fingers, I hope I didn't burst your bubble, but I just had to tell you the reasons why I don't like AEW.
You've told me a million times, and I appreciate it.
But not in that capacity and that depth I have it. So
yeah,
I'm with you, and I agree with you more than you realize. But I'm just not going to agree with you on air, man. We got a show to do here.
You can try to be a heel. It's not working too well, but anyways.
No, he's like that Weasley man.
So get it straight.
I'm a chicken shit heel, man.
He's a chicken shit heel. He's like that man. He's like a manager that's always pulling on your heel.
No.
You know what? I wish that we could have figured something out back in 2000, 2001, and you could have put me in there somehow as a manager. I would have. I would have.
I could have.
I would have killed him.
Kelly, good luck this weekend. Tell all the boys in Ultimate in UCW I said hello. Tell Chuck I said hello. And I'm gonna watch some NXT and some AEW, and then tomorrow night I'll see you guys. Whoever wants to join me at 8:30, I'll give an invite to hop on, and we'll talk some wrestling.
Mojo, baby, back in action. Can't wait.
All right, boys. All right, so for the stiff one himself, APOC Stiff Mike, for CM Sticky Fingers, the admin, the creator of this beautiful platform we have known as the Gorilla Position Network. For AJP Sidewalk Sam, I'm the host with the most. I never ever put butter up on my toast. It's just like my homeboy, Smooth Operator. I put Skippy up on my Flippy because I love it to be zippy. I'll catch you all later. See you tomorrow. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. I'm out.